Thank you very much, Christine. I should start with sharing my screen, I suppose. Okay, let me start you with, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, wait a minute.
We see a rooster and a swallow.
Okay, wait a minute. There's something fishy now. I stop sharing, I start sharing again. Share my screen.
No problem.
Okay. All right, let me start with the fable of the rooster and the swallow. There once was a rooster with feathers of gold. He carried his colors with pride and bravado. He reigned like a king, while the chickens adored his wonderful talent to crow with vibrato. A traveling swallow was tired of flying and casually happened to land in the coop. The rooster was shocked and yelled, "Are you trying to undermine order and peace in my troop?" The swallow politely responded, "I'm sorry, that's not what I want. I'm not that kind of guy. But now that I'm here and I'm not in a hurry, perhaps I can teach all of you how to fly." "How dare you, small birdie," the rooster replied. "I don't want to fly. What a foolish proposal. And nor do my chickens. I keep them inside. They have to be constantly at my disposal." "Okay," said the swallow. "Good luck to you, stranger. I don't want to mess with your personal things, but please keep in mind that you're living in danger until you succeed to develop your wings." Along came the farmer the very next day. The rooster fought bravely. The battle was vicious. Some call it unfair, but I heard people say that this coq au vin was extremely delicious. Hi, my name is Walter, and I'm a swallow on a mission. I'm here to bring you wings, wings that will make you fly and prepare you for your future. And we all know it's hard to make predictions, especially about the future. In fact, the only true thing we can say about the future is that it will be different from today. So at least my talk will be a wake-up call for you to prepare yourself for change, however that change may look like. And that's especially true for the future of work. So here is what we know for sure. The old jobs from the past will be replaced by new jobs in the future. And most of our industries will be severely disrupted. World Economic Forum foresees that by 2023, 42% of all the core skills required to perform existing jobs will change. So this means that in an average company of, let's say, 150 people, 63 among them will have to reskill within the next 2 years. And they also predict that 1 billion jobs worldwide, and that's about 1/3 of all the existing jobs, will be completely transformed by technology within the next decade. Technology, hallelujah. The magic word is out. In every scenario we imagine for the future, technology will always play a leading role. It has always been like that, even in the past. But the difference with previous industrial revolutions is the fact that this time, not only the so-called lower skilled jobs are in danger. With the fast evolvement of AI and machine learning, even the most highly skilled professionals can be replaced. What about computers that are better than any experienced doctor in diagnosing diseases? They exist today. Or complex constructions and calculations that only the best engineers were able to perform in the past. AI has taken over. And even the academic world of education is in danger. What if professors will become processors? Now, this all sounds very depressing, doesn't it? But it shouldn't. As long as we realize that whatever job we do and whatever industry we work in, lifelong learning will become an integral part of our life, there's not so much to worry about. All we have to do is update ourselves and keep our eyes and ears open wide and embrace an eager mindset of learning and evolving day after day after day. Now, here's a model that you might recognize. The professional of the future is T-shaped. And like any T, it has two axes. And on the vertical axis, we go deep. This is all about knowledge. And as we all know, in our fast-changing world, knowledge evolves quickly. What we've learned yesterday might not be true anymore today and will certainly be different tomorrow. So we have to keep updating ourselves on what I call the work and industry specific skills. You might also know them as the hard skills. But my focus is on the horizontal axis. Here we find the skills that are independent from the work we do and independent from the industry we work in, because we need them everywhere. That's why I like to call them work and industry neutral skills. And you might also know them as behavioral skills or soft skills. And I really don't like that word, but because they're all about soft. It's especially those skills that make us grow as a professional in our job. And that's why I like to call them growth skills. So if we add that to what we already have, we come to the word work and industry neutral growth skills. And I know that's a mouthful, and I don't expect you to remember that. What I'd like you to remember is the acronym that comes out of it, WINGS, or WING skills. Now, unlike the knowledge skills on the vertical axis, those growth skills or wing skills are much less sensitive to a changing world. And that's because they're intrinsically human. Once you have developed them, they will stick with you for the rest of your life. Wherever you go, whatever job you might do in the future, you will always take your wings with you. Now, a lot of service and research has been done on which of these growth skills will be the most in demand in the future. And I'm sure that you know at least one or more of these lists that appear on World Economic Forum, LinkedIn Learning, sites of the academic world, or other organizations. And from my side, with a group of students, I've analyzed all these lists, hoping to find the differences as well as the overlaps. But what I was really looking for were the roots, the fundamentals of all these skills. Just like you have blue, red, and yellow, the primary colors with which you can compile all the other colors. Or the 5 basic flavors that compile our entire palette of flavors. So I wondered, would it also be possible to detect a fixed number of skills, of primary skills, that are the roots and the fundamentals of all the other growth skills? And guess what? Yes, it is. And I'm so happy and proud to share this with you today. So here are our wings, the 5 primary skills you will need to be fully prepared for the future of work. And they are creativity, critical thinking, self-management, social intelligence, and attention management. So let me explain each of them one by one. And let's start with creativity. To the question, what is creativity? The best answer I can give is coming up with ideas that are at the same time new and useful. Creative people are problem solvers, and then they're never satisfied with the first answer or solution they think of. They are driven by curiosity, and they tend to look at things from different perspectives. They connect things that were never connected before, all to make things better. That's creativity. Number 2, that's critical thinking. And at first sight, you might think, oh, this is probably just the opposite of creative thinking, but it isn't. Creative and critical thinking complement each other, like the yin and the yang that keep you in balance. It's a way of thinking in which you don't accept all the arguments and conclusions you are given, but you rather analyze and question the facts. As a critical thinker, you're good in making the right decisions, developing the right visions, strategies. Number 3 is self-management. And this one is composed by two different components. And the first one is knowing who you really are and what you really want. And once that's all clear, the second component comes in, working towards the goals you want to achieve. So self-management makes people confident and target-focused, and as a consequence, relaxed and resistant to stress. In fact, it's the most natural way to find your everyday personal motivation. And number 4 is social intelligence. And this one is closely related to what we know emotional intelligence. So this is all about connecting, communicating, collaborating with others. Socially intelligent people are good in listening and responding, in motivating and giving feedback. They are able to convince people and to create a very positive group dynamic. And the last one is attention management. And you might also know this skill under the name time management. But as you really cannot manage time, you're obliged to divide this time into useful moments of attention. So yes, this is all about organizing yourself and finding your natural rhythm and flow to enhance your daily productivity and proactiveness. Because we all know that failing to plan is planning to fail. So here they are: creativity, critical thinking, self-management, social intention and attention, social intelligence and attention management. The 5 basic skills that you will ever need for the future of work. Now let's have a look at some of the skills that I mentioned on the list I showed you earlier. For instance, complex problem solving. It's listed as the number 1 skill by World Economic Forum. Well, complex problem solving consists of 2 of the wing skills, which is creativity on the one hand and critical thinking on the other hand. Another one that pops up regularly is conflict management. Well, conflict management is based on 3 of the wing skills: social intelligence on the one hand, and again, creativity and critical thinking on the other hand. And to give you a last example, leadership. This one is fed by all 5 of the wing skills, because a good leader needs to be able to think out of the box. He has to make the right decisions, develop the right visions and strategies. He has to be self-confident and motivated. And he has to be a good communicator and able to motivate others. And he also has to be very proactive and and very organized as well. So as I mentioned earlier, those soft skills or behavioral skills or growth skills or wings are much less sensitive to a changing world as the knowledge skills. But that doesn't mean they are easier to acquire. And some people even claim that you cannot learn or develop them. But that's just because they're trying to use the same learning methods as they do with the knowledge skills, which is completely wrong, because wings is a mindset. And what do I mean by that? Let's take creativity as one of the wing skills to give you an example. Well, everyone is born with a certain amount of creativity. That's what we call talent. That's the first level, talent. And whatever amount of creative talent you have, you can develop it by learning the mechanisms behind it. So it becomes a skill, and that's the second level. And you can dig up that skill whenever you think you need it, just like you do with a knowledge skill. But a wing skill goes further. You have to practice it every day, in every situation possible. So it becomes a reflex, a natural way of thinking, acting, and reacting. And then you reach that third level, and that's what we call a mindset. And the same goes with all other wing skills. Once you reach that third level, the wings have become a part of yourself. And I even dare say it might change your personality and your life beyond your work. So please let me wrap up with 3 pieces of advice for your future. Number 1, never stop learning. Always update yourself on the changes that relate to the work you do and the industry you work in, so you remain relevant. Number 2, develop your wings. Learn and improve your creativity, your critical thinking, your self-management, your social intelligence, and your attention management. So you will keep growing as a professional in your job. And number 3, go even further. Make your wings a mindset so they become part of your life and your personality. And don't be the rooster, be the swallow. And I'm sure you will face the future with confidence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Walter. You really are a counter. I mean, I think we can remember the story because it's a real story.